Welcome back to I Heart Crypto. So, here we go. Bitcoin coming in at $21,258. Not much has changed in the past 24 hours. All right? It has been quite a journey on this whole entire channel, man. I tell you, this whole channel here, it's amazing just to see where Bitcoin has come from $69,000 down here to the lower to $20,000. It's really, really amazing. Now the question is are we going to be able to scoop up crypto at super cheap, low prices? On the macro here, we are getting some green Heikin-Ashi candles signifying a change of trend. However, I do think that this is short-lived, just because of the macro. And we're going to go over a few things here, but in general, what we're looking for here are price targets. Let's expand this right here. My first stop, on our next stop, if we do break this line of support here at about 20,500, all right, is going to be the 18.6 mark, and then we'll probably come down and test right here the 300 EMA at about $17,000. Might get a bounce from there, but eventually I do think our next target is $13,810. That's what I got. And how do I get these things? Let's just take a look. I pretty much did it off of Trader's Reality, going off of vector candles. All right, so let's look on regular candles here. Yeah, so we want to come down and take this vector candle right here on the weekly. That would be what I'm looking for here. And then I believe that I have this red line here at about $12,000, which should be a daily daily vector candle. Let's see over here. Yep, we have a daily vector candle here that I think that we are going to come down and take. That's essentially what I'm basing all of this off of. All right, and then yeah, we should get support right here. This would be this was a little Bart Simpson action that happened in late 2020. We had a vector candle here. We came up, we took it, we came right back down, and then we started our run up. That was the beginning of the bull run. Now there is, I believe, some vectors down here. I actually don't see any on the daily. None on the daily there. Maybe they came back down and took this one. Essentially, I don't think Bitcoin is going lower than 12K. To be honest with you, I think people are going to be waiting for 10K. Maybe you get a wick, like a wick down here. A capitulation wick down here. 10K, sure. Maybe a wick's down there, but I think that it settles up in the mid to low teens for a little bit and goes sideways. And that's where we're going to be. That's where we're going to be at here. So let's just go ahead and dive in and see what Bitcoin's doing in the short term. All right, and see what we can make sense out of the price action here. So we got vector candles here. Let's see if we're coming back up to take any of these as of yet. We have not taken this vector candle up here. So and let's see if we have another vector candle somewhere up in this range here. Yeah, right here. So we got this vector candle right here. Let's drag that box over. Alright. Right around the psychological high on our Trader's Reality indicator. Alright. So we got that right there. Let's see if we have another one to come up and take. And this is the 15 minutes, so it should give you the good volume. So I don't see any vector candles to come back up and take. They took this one already. So what I'm thinking is that we do get a little pump up. A little bit of a pump up. Now, how high can it come? I'm not really sure, of course. Nobody knows. But it looks like we are moving up at the moment. Alright, so we'll see if we come back up and take this vector candle here. We want to take that vector candle there. So let's take off Trader's Reality now that we got our vectors. And zoom out and see what we got going on here. Alright, so these would be the levels that I'm looking for here. So I do think we are going to come up to at least this today. I think that we could get a really good pump. Like some crazy price action today. I think it's going to be a crazy day. It's going to be, I think it's going to be absolutely insane. With the meeting and everything the next couple of days. So here's what I'm personally looking for. And let's get rid of this line here, because I think that this is basically irrelevant at this point, because we are just chilling in a bear flag. Essentially, that's what we're doing. Just chilling in a bear flag. Alright, so what I could see is a nice stop hunt rise. So we've come down. We might just get a nice spike up and then roll over slowly, and then boom. That's essentially what I'm looking for. I know that's like the best technical analysis that you can get, but you know, why do I think that we're going to be getting a pump here? Well, let's take a look at the daily here. Alright. Oh. Okay. Taking a look at the daily. Alright. VWAP is starting to curl back up. Your Stokes are coming down on the daily. Not the best sign. But your other Stokes here, like on the 18 hour, the 10 hour, you know, these are going to need to be reset before you get a nice dump. Alright, in my opinion. Alright, and you are starting to come up on your 4 hour Stokes. And let's see what we got. You know, on your 18 hour, money flow is curling back up. On your 18 hour, 12 hour, you're kind of level. 10 hour, you're just crossing into the red, but you do have a green dot on your 10 hour. That can bring you up quite a bit. And now on your 8 hour, your VWAP is coming up. Your money flow is coming towards the 0 line. You have a green dot on the 8 hour. 6 hour looks like it's beasting. 4 hour looking like money flow wants to dip down and then come back up into the green. 3 hour not looking too hot, actually. 2 hour look like money flow starting to come out, actually. 15 minute money flow is looking pretty good on the 15 minute. Alright, so let's see what we got here. 15 minute. Alright, so on your momentum waves, I don't see any divergence on your RSI. No divergence at all on your 15 minute. Let's see. Let's go to the daily here. So on the daily, for example, you know, you did have this correction. You did have hidden bearish divergence where you had lower highs in your price action, higher highs in your RSI. So there's your divergence. So that is played out already. Okay. Going your 12 hour, I don't see any divergence to speak of at the moment. Your Stokes are bottomed out, and we like that for a little pump up. 1 hour, Stokes are high on your 1 hour, but that doesn't mean much. You can still pump with your Stokes. Let's see if I can blow this up. Let's do this. See how your Stokes on your 1 hour curling back up there? You can still You still pump back up there, so that's totally cool. You are going to need to battle your 55 EMA here. Alright, so just be mindful of that. I mean, it has held you down in the past here. You pumped up a little bit above it here on your retrace from the top there, but that's to be expected. And now it's become major resistance. So what else we got going on? I mean, essentially, you know, we marked off these vector candles, and I just don't think that they're going to dump the price without coming back up to take that liquidity. That's what I'm thinking. You know, the market makers, you know, you want to come back up, hit all these stops, grab all of this liquidity, you know, fill this imbalance in the chart before you dump back down. Let's see if we can count some waves here. I don't know. I'm not much for Elliott wave or whatever that is, and God knows. But I do know these things come in fives. So let's just count them and see. I don't even know where it starts. Let's start it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would have been your fifth wave there. So I don't know. There's no relevance to me. You know, not much for TA. You know, but I mean, it's not hard to see that, you know, on your 6 hour, your Stokes are coming up, your RSI is bottomed out. I mean, it doesn't take a crazy amount of brain power to figure out that you're gonna have a move to the upside. It's not rocket science. But what's one thing to note here is that in your RSI, the past couple of times, and you've been in these bear flags, all right, you've had a break in your RSI, and you've had quite a dump, right? And then here, you had a break in your RSI, and you've had quite a dump. So now, what do we see? We see that RSI wanting to break. However, I do think that you get a little pump up, and then your break. So that's kind of like what we're looking for before we head back to the abyss. All right, you know, and God knows. I mean, look at where you're sitting right now. You're sitting here, right here, at the highest volume node, right above your point of control on the daily. Okay, so you're back above it. You know, with the 2 week printing a green dot, you know, that can bring you up quite a bit. Okay, so be mindful of that. I mean, that's something to be looking at. I mean, your VWAP is coming up on your weekly. On your weekly, your VWAP is starting to curve back down. That's not a good sign. Money flow looks like it wants to curve back down. That's not the best sign in the world. So something to be mindful of. But yeah, I think that we're gonna come back up, possibly get a nice pump up, take a vector, and then boom, we're gonna be heading to that downside, break this trend line, and then we're looking for 18,351 here. Let's see how we got that. Let's just zoom it out. I have no idea. In fact, according to the VPVR, where would we get our first bounce? Right around here. There's a line of support right there. Alright, so 19.2 would be a good spot to bounce. You can see you got support here, support here. Alright, maybe that's where you get your bounce. You come back up, test your bear flag before continuing back down. It's possible. God knows. But, I mean, just in general, I mean, you don't need to be like a master TA artist or whatever to just know that, like, this is a bear flag. Bear flags tend to break down, especially when your macro trend is to the downside, right? Your trend is down. You formed a bear flag here, you broke down. You formed a bear flag here, you broke down. You formed a bear flag here, it's likely you break down. That's just common sense. Okay? Your 200 week moving average on the weekly is holding as resistance. So, I mean, it's possible that we bang around between the 200 and the 300 for a hot minute, right? Before kind of dribbling back down. But essentially, the more time that goes by, because this trend line right here is everything. I mean, these are your two major. You have your one touch there, that's major touch, and you haven't even come back to really test that line. So, the dumpage needs to happen, I think, fairly quickly, and then you go sideways, and then everyone will say breakout, and then maybe you come back up into the 20s and go sideways there for a long time. So maybe it looks something like this, where we're gonna come back down, and this is on the weekly. Hit that 300. We'll move sideways in there. Maybe form another bear flag. Capitulate all the way down. Yeah, to about. And then where's my wick? I want a wick. Something like that. Like a wick down. A quick bounce up. A V-shaped recovery. We'll break out. Right? Get back up to 17. Get everyone bullish. Maybe we'll come back up like that, and then we'll just dribble down to the abyss. I mean, that's essentially what we're thinking. We'll see. We'll see if that theory holds up. One thing is that Solana is printing a blood diamond on the 3-day. That is bearish. That is bearish AF. I mean, the last time you had a blood diamond on the 3-day, you came down. God. Blood diamond on the 3-day. Yeah, you came down like 90%, So, God knows that if this plays out the same way, I mean, what's 90% from here? I mean, that's scary to think about, isn't it? You'd be scooping up Solana at like nothing. None. Let's see what 90% is from here. I mean, you're looking at under $10. You're looking at like $5. So just be patient. Imagine getting Solana at $5. Like, are you kidding me? I'd buy all the Solana. I'd buy Solana every day at $5. Every freaking day. That would be great. That would be superb. I mean, that one's got the 2 blood diamonds. This one does not. Alright, well, got a blood diamond over there, I guess. But, I mean, where's your major support on Solana here? Like, major support. Right over here. Look, $3. I mean, it's not impossible. So, just think about that. I mean, look at all this run up that could be taken. Just, come on, let's get real. So, just something to be thinking about. Crypto Fear and Greed Index. What's going on? Are we fearful? We're hopeful. We went from a 26 to a 28. We got some pumpers here on the day. Ethereum Classic is up 14%. Quant up 9%. Matic up 5%. Oh, Ethereum Classic's been going nuts. I tried the Chipotle game today. I'm going to try it again tomorrow. We'll see if we win. Other than that, there's really not much going on the chart. Alright? So, short term, I think we're getting a little pump to the upside. A pump up to about $23,000. Alright? And then I think we're heading back down. I mean, could you pump up a little bit more than that? Absolutely. Maybe you touch the top of the bear flag here. Maybe even get a little wick above it. Get something crazy going on. Just like back here. So if we go back in time, I'm tired. Back up here. Okay. We got this pump up here. A big pump, a big dump, Then we kind of went sideways for a second, and then we got another big pump, another bunch of liquidations going on, and then we dumped out of the bear flag. It's just what happens. Alright? So keeping an eye on that. Alright? Or we just dump straight through. That would be something, wouldn't it? So keeping an eye on that. 2 hour money flow, 2 hours. Yeah, you're getting some bullish signals here on Market Cipher. A lot of green dots popping up on these higher time frames. You know, as you can see back here, you had two green dots there, 2 green dots there. You know, and then you pumped up quite a bit. You know, here and here. So I think we get a pump like this. We're gonna come up at least to the $23,000 region. You know, maybe you start to correct and then come back up, and then kind of roll over slow and steady. A real nice dump. That's what I'm feeling. That's what we're calling. Alright, so that's what we're looking for on this channel, at least. So be ready with your cash on the side to buy the dip. Get ready. Here it comes. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.